Hello and welcome back to the Hayden Show, continuing our little Marvel deep delve into live action shit. Yes, I remember that.
I was waiting for you to fuck up then. I was like, come on, Dan,
Yeah.
if you missed live action off, that's it.
That
You're
was
sacked. From the show.
Who sacks who?
It's my show. Okay.
But yeah, so obviously, last time we did Jessica Jones, and we continue character introduced in that one, doing Luke Cage.
Yes, because that was the third release series.
Well,
third release first series.
Yeah.
Bruce and Daredevil series 2 might come out already by this point. Yes, third release series. Luke Cage. Episode 1, Moment of Truth.
Yes. Very different, I think, to the other two. Obviously, this one's more about like Harlem and black culture and stuff. Or like even the intro music's more
R&B
yeah,
sort of type.
like urbanized.
Yeah.
Kind of. Unlike the Jessica Jones, more mystery related, and the more dark tone of Daredevil. This is more gang related and the good sides and bad sides of Harlem and exploring the both sides pretty much. Yeah. We've got the main character of Luke Cage. So yeah, so we start off with Luke Cage. Basically follow him through what we what we learned obviously in Jessica Jones, exploring more of his actual backstory. You know, hints of a bit in the prison scene. Obviously, there's like the two people
beating him down.
You know, who's these people? It's revealed one of them is this new character called Shades, whose whole thing is he's bald and has shades. A lot of bald characters in this.
Oh yes, a lot of bald characters.
I mean, bottom of Turtle, not Blade. He's
bald.
Bald. Yeah. Luke's bald, but works at a hair cutters.
Yeah, but he mops up. It's fine. It's fine.
He's probably hoping to collect some of that hair so he can put it back on.
Make a little wig.
Made the afro back again.
Oh, the one you get to see in the flashbacks at one point. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I think this is more about delving into his origins. We don't in the first episode we don't learn much. All we learn is that obviously
he's in a tank
and
prison.
That's pretty much all we know so far in this episode. Obviously we've got the character of the Misty
Knight.
Obviously, this episode makes it seem like she's the love interest. Obviously, like most of this show, that gets thrown out. But for the first episode,
she's the love interest.
She seems like it is because he has,
or at least just a booty call.
Oh yeah, he has naughty times ever.
Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Chick magnet.
Every single episode, every single episode that first episode is in, like Jessica Jones, they do naughty times. He does it in here. Classic Luke Cage.
Classic Luke Cage. Who's definitely not a hero for hire.
No. But, you know.
He's a hero for hire.
Hate it.
So it's interesting as well because you don't get any real action in terms of Luke till the end. Which kind of makes sense because we've already been introduced to Luke already.
Yeah,
in Jessica, so we know what his powers are like. So it's the case of you need to build everything else around him. So you're a villain. Obviously the street people of Harlem who are close to him. Obviously other characters that are part of his character's growth. Obviously he's just more of a reintroduce you, show you what he does in Harlem, and then get to do an attack scene at the end where, you know, breaks people's hands and, you know, kicks some ass. But yeah, he's more less pushed straight away. It's more showing Harlem and the villains.
He's also like trying to keep his head down, like he does in Jessica Jones. He wants to keep his head down, not bring attention because technically he's a fugitive. Obviously, like all heroes, he can't stop himself from
helping. Yeah,
saving people. So obviously he saves people. That Asian restaurant, people who he owes money to, ironically.
Yep.
Obviously, it's a good way of like settling that debt.
Yeah.
And having him pretty much look out for them. He's not hired to protect them, but he's going to look out for them. Hints at gets more played out throughout the series. Like, remember correctly.
As far as pilots goes,
out
of the Netflix ones so far that we've covered, this is probably the weakest one for me.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 we've covered.
Obviously, it's already introduced.
It's already introduced, so it's not really a origin episode. Yeah, it's just reintroduction. So it's obviously
hinting at the origin.
It's obviously always going to be the weakest one. I think visually it's quite good to watch. I mean, the whole scene where you watch those people getting shot at, and it's obviously played between obviously some actual music. Obviously, the singer at the club. That's really artsy-fartsy, which is probably quite cool to watch. And it sort of does sum up this series, obviously, with its musical choices. Obviously, its violence and stuff like that. And obviously, it's, again, just like with... Actually, no, obviously, we've heard of the incident already, but we haven't heard it fully about it. I know it's Daredevil episode 2, I think, when they make the reference to Iron Man and that.
Yeah.
But this one's like references Tony Stark. Obviously, the blonde guy with the hammer, the
Stark.
old guy with the shield. It references him. I'm pretty certain it's later on they reference the Incredible Hulk movie, which is the only time that's really ever referenced that movie. Obviously, Banner's the only one who's ever really referenced something in it, but that was a deleted scene.
Yeah,
when he shot himself in the mouth.
The only time I really see anything about it is on Iron Man 2. It pops up a bit because that's supposed to be happening at the exact same time that Thor's happening. There is hints to it, but
obviously, the Incredible Hulk movie is one that's always hardly ever referenced. But this show eventually does, because it did take place in Harlem, which is something they reference later on when they're talking about the destruction of Harlem. And there's like a newspaper article, if I remember correctly, from that moment. I think there's a picture of the Hulk and Abomination like battering each other, which obviously is nice that it actually references being part of the MCU, because it is MCU, even if it is a different Hulk actor.
Yeah.
Everything else about that movie is the same. Ross is the same.
Yeah, he's like the same as Iron Man. That's part of the MCU, even though completely different roadie.
Exactly. So it's nice. Obviously, this series does eventually make reference to Hulk as well as all the other ones. But yeah, it's definitely the weakest for me of all of them, but it's still a really good pilot. It definitely does draw you in, because you're like, okay, we know what Luke's like with strength and everything. What's this like gangster really going to do against him? Who's this Shades guy? Who's this Diamondback that he's working for? Like, who are all these people that have been referenced?
Yeah.
And just where's this going with this?
So if you want to know, like, also when's he going to be revealed? Obviously, at the end of Jessica Jones, her identity is revealed. No, she's the one with strong girl who killed Kilgrave. It's more, you want to see how he gets revealed. He'll become the hero for Harlem, I know.
I say the only one who's never revealed is Daredevil. He's the obviously mysterious one, which makes sense because he wears a mask.
He's the costumed one.
Whereas he's another one who doesn't. In this, he literally just puts a hood up at one point, and that's his disguise, the hood.
Yeah.
And even in the comics, Luke never wore covering.
Yeah.
Iron Fist does in the comics, but obviously he doesn't really in this. Again, usually just a hood.
Yeah.
It's usually the go to the Netflix Marvel era. Oh, we need a disguise. A hood.
Although he was putting like a black mask on the end, like Defenders, but we'll get that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But for now, Luke Cage overall is the least mysterious kind of hero. Like, he doesn't really hide his identity. Like, which always known as Luke Cage. Only rarely he's ever Power Man. So it's nice to you want to know what's going on with the story, and
so it's a good start to a story that eventually becomes a bit convoluted and messed up.
It's like I said it before to you, like it's literally like
they gave up halfway through.
They changed it halfway through.
Changed the ending
to completely different things. But people are like, oh, why don't we create a twist ending? But we've already established. Just change it quickly.
So up until the one villain's death, it's actually really interesting to watch the series. And then after that, it becomes not terrible, but it loses a lot of goodness. So it literally goes from being this could really be competing with Jessica Jones and Daredevil maybe, but then it just drops off the second half. It's like, oh. And if it wasn't for series 2 salvaging stuff, it would be a show that would be known as good.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Obviously, it's overshadowed by another show that got a lot more hate.
I think if they'd kept the story that they're going for, they show off at the start, probably would have.
I think it's just he's a better villain than who he gets replaced with in the end.
Yeah.
And then you got the whole superpower villain, which.
But at least we'll get to see him as Blade, show his actual acting talent.
He's a good actor. I've seen him. I never pronounce the guy's name, but I've seen him in a lot of stuff. I know everyone attempt to try and pronounce it.
He's good at being a villain, but let him be a good hero. At least we got that to look forward to.
Yep. Anything else? Think of?
I mean, I think we've talked about the music's obviously.
Yeah, music. Spoke about that.
I think what else
Barbershop. I spoke about that. He works there.
Yeah.
Pop barbershop. That's like a
interesting character they introduced.
That's like a big part of this franchise.
His big mentor character.
I mean, even when Iron Fist eventually comes into series 2, that's like a big part of the introduction of him. He's sat in the chair. The club, obviously, which again becomes a big part of the ending of Luke Cage, which is something that's probably going to never mentioned ever again.
Probably not.
Mister we spoke about, Luke we spoke about, villains we spoke about.
Yeah, that the more like the other side of the end of the series is obviously mostly characters we haven't seen. Like in Daredevil, we don't really see Fisk until obviously he appears near the end.
So Daredevil's more like a superhero show. It's more of like a mystery.
Yeah.
And then Luke Cage more like a gangster type show.
With Iron Fist being kung fu.
Yeah, which Iron Fist being like a martial arts type show, like martial arts business show. So each sort of do have their quirks, and they are completely different types of shows. So
it shows that part of that character.
Yeah, each show's sort of plot represents that character. Obviously, Daredevil being the actual superhero, vigilante is covered up. Jessica being this more mystery one, obviously always trying to figure out.
She's the investigator, so.
Cases, obviously Luke, obviously it's all gangster based.
He's a person who dislikes gangs and stuff like that.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Him fighting against them, and obviously Iron Fist being this business kung fu type show.
He's a mix of he's famous
it's a mixture of his
billionaire kid,
his actual heritage, and then his new heritage.
Yeah, his heritage and how he was brought up.
Mashed into one. So they do make sense. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you can think of?
Obviously, everyone knows the character that wasn't really introduced. So that the one wants Mare or something.
Oh, Mariah.
Yeah, Mariah. No, she obviously
the weak ass villain.
Yeah, like later on in the series.
I mean, that moment you get to like obviously in that episode when it does happen, it's quite whoa, and then it just kind of goes.
Just like
it goes from whoa to.
Like, you ruined a really good villain, pretty much. Just
yeah, because Carl moment. Sorry, Mr. Was it the kid called him?
I don't know.
It's like he's called Cottonmouth, but they're not allowed to call him Cottonmouth, are they? He's like, oh, whoa,
Mr. Something.
Because Vanessa, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
It was called Cottonmouth.
We watched Rick and Morty between doing that.
Mr. Not Blade.
We watched Rick and Morty between doing that and this. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, Cottonmouth, good villain. That gets eventually ruined.
Yeah, good villain, bad ending for the villain.
Well, I wasn't bad ending.
The moment was cool, but then it's like after
the aftermath. The aftermath was bad. So yeah. In terms of pilots, you got anything else, or just rating time?
I do like that they do mention Fisk.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's to help show it's more connected. But
yeah, because at this point, Fisk is out there. He's been arrested.
And it's like
so it makes sense.
After Fisk, you two should be seen together and stuff like that. You can see the criminal gang world a bit shook up because of it. You see the aftermath of Daredevil in here. Even it's just paranoia. I like that. I think all I can think of. I mean,
your show.
Yeah. Can you think of anything else?
I spoke my bit.
I spoke my bit.
It's your show then, you know what to do now.
Yeah. Good ratings then?
It's your show, you know what you're doing here.
Okay, alright. Now, what did I rate stuff I can't remember?
Oh my god, woman. That's your rating so far.
Okay. else? No. I will say I don't think it's better than Agents of Shield.
Because there's a lot more to Agents of Shield and it's not really a show that gets ruined, so there's that much get introduced into it. I can understand that, so yeah.
So I'd definitely put it around the 80s. I would say 88.
88.
There we go. 88.
88 out of 10.
Yeah, that's not counting other episodes, just the first one.
Just the pilot.
There's still a good pilot, and makes you want to watch more, I think, definitely. It's just when you get to watching more, it goes downhill a little bit.
Okay, and so obviously that slots Luke Cage straight into 5th place, knocking Incredible Hulk down to 6th, and getting us 2 more away from our first top 10 of this. Ooh. And then we can actually start getting things out of the top 10 for the first time ever.
Inhumans.
Obviously, that's going to be the first to fucking go, and then probably Blades are going to be following.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that slots straight into 5th. Okay. Here's my question. I've asked the same last time. Would you like to see Mike Coulter back as Luke Cage within the MCU? Because obviously, as I said last time, Charlie Cox back. Yeah. And I asked last time, would you like to see Kristen Rita back?
No, I definitely want to.
So, would you like to see Mike Coulter back again? Another difficult one because he's on a TV show at the moment.
Yeah.
He's in a TV show called Evil. I think he's doing something else as well.
So, I will.
But I think
he's a really good.
It's a good choice for him, for Luke. He's a spot on choice.
He's got that big, sort of like muscle side, but he's also that emotional, actual like a proper human character kind of. And I do like his portrayal of Luke Cage, even if some people around him aren't as strong. He, as a character, I think definitely does carry well. Yeah, that's pretty much it for us, I think.
Yeah.
The ratings, yeah.
Put your thoughts of Luke Cage in the comments below, along with the answer to my question. And next time we'll be moving on to the last of the core defenders.
The last and weakest.
The core defenders, which is obviously Iron Fist. So, yeah, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you for that next time.
Bye.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.